Oh, thanks, Mike.
Phyllis knows. Phyllis knows I never follow the slideshow either, so don't worry
We
about
all can read.
I probably won't follow the slideshow exactly, but my name is Caleb Davis. I run the Three Doors team. We will sell somewhere around 500 units this year for about 100 to 120 million dollars in real estate. This is my third year in real estate, so I commend you guys for coming to Ignite, because 3 short years ago I was in your guys' place. Someone who was broke, looking to start a career in real estate, and Ignite was the first class I took. So it's so much better now. Ignite 2.0, from what I've seen, is much better than the old Ignite. So honestly, a lot of the stuff in here is really great, and I hope you guys get a lot out of this, and I hope you do the basic steps and form the habits that Ignite is really about. Because if you guys can become habit-based people, which is what this is about teaching you, you're going to be hyper successful in real estate. So that's my little spiel about Ignite. Let's get going if my clicker works. Kate, my clicker broke. It worked before. Oh no, the whole thing broke. There we go. All right, what we're going to focus on today, lead generating for buyers and sellers. That's your business. The day you stop lead generating is the day your business stops. And what's really interesting, one of my mentors early on, when I was learning to follow a calendar and learning to lead generate, told me is anytime you don't lead generate, go 90 days ahead in your calendar and put a red X. And when you stop getting paid in 90 days, remember, it's because you stopped picking up the phone and calling people 90 days ago. When I started doing that, and I was like, holy cow, that's why habits and consistency is really important. You guys have heard me talk about habits a lot, even though it's not in here. I'm an extremely habit-based person, and I believe we're all habit-based people, whether they're good habits or bad habits. You are the creation of your habits and what your habits form. So having really good habits, like getting up and lead generating every day, is super important. It looks like we're going to talk about running a business a little bit too, which I absolutely love. I love being a business owner. I think that's what's awesome about real estate, is it's the lowest barrier to entry of any type of business. All right, so today we're going to talk about connect prospecting to lead generation. And then I think next week you guys talk about, or is that this? We'll talk about diving deep into prospecting methods. So I haven't taught Ignite in a long time, so I don't exactly follow their schedule. So have you guys seen this before? Has this popped up at Ignite? So this is a funnel. So any successful business has a funnel. What's really, sorry, I'm going to stand up so you guys might not be able to see what I'm pointing at. Anytime you're thinking about a funnel, it's about taking a huge mass of people and slowly bringing them down the funnel until you have the appointment, under contract, and close them. What KW talks a lot is about being, you guys have probably heard this, being prospecting based and marketing enhanced. Have you guys heard that term yet? So Gary Keller is very passionate about being prospecting based. And the reason being, especially for you guys being new agents, is you don't have a budget. You don't have money to spend. When I started out as a new agent, I literally wasted so much money on every different lead source. And really, that's how we ended up becoming a prospecting based team. Now at this point in time in our business, so this year, I mentioned that we'll close somewhere around 500 deals. We'll spend $2,000 in marketing this year. That we buy $2,000 worth of leads. We'll spend $150,000 on prospecting. Prospecting is the highest return on investment you will ever gain in real estate. And that was why I was super excited to talk about prospecting. So a funnel. So we start out here, right? We got a prospect. We bring our people into leads. Those are people who might be likely buyers and sellers within the next 12 months. One important thing to bring in here is conversation every single day when you're talking is, are you going to buy or sell a home within the next 12 months? Or do you know someone that's going to buy or sell a home within the next 12 months? Because people don't start talking to agents the day they want to look at a house, typically. They're looking on Zillow, they're looking on Realtor.com, they're looking on Trulia 6 to 9 months beforehand. And that's why a lot of people get caught up in going into those portals and their information getting sold, is because you guys weren't out in front. And that's the hardest thing about starting a real estate business is people, it takes time to build a pipeline, and then people buy in 6 months. So you have to prospect and do some marketing, but for you guys, be super prospecting based, get leads, turn them into contacts, which are people you've met, people you've talked to more than once or twice on the phone, keep them in your database so you can continually cultivate them. And I believe through Ignite, you guys will learn how to follow this entire funnel And then really what we've done at this point where we're at is everyone, once they go to close, they go right back into our database and we do a 36 touch, which you're going to hear a lot about. Ours is 33 touches. It's in most of our business, about 60% of our business. So 60% of the 500 units we're going to sell this year is from referrals from our past clients. Because we take our clients from close, we put them right back into a database. We call them once every quarter. We send them biweekly emails. We text them once a quarter. We invite them to events. Ignite will teach you guys a lot about 36 touch. If you guys have more questions when the Ignite comes up about 36 touch, that's another thing I am very skilled on that I know a lot about. So I'd love to answer any of you guys' questions on Facebook. So just think about like, take a picture on your phone and think about like this and think about a funnel. And as you guys are talking to people, how does your funnel work? How is it? What are you doing to keep people moving along the process? And even after you close the deal with them, that they're going right back to the top and they're going to send you business. I'm going to snag a picture of that real quick before I go on. If I talk too fast, if you guys have questions, don't hesitate to interrupt me. I talk extremely fast, so I just know that about myself. All right, let me move these. You guys are in my way here. Your little pictures. So this talks about reviewing the lead generation model, emphasize, yeah, that's what I did. We're good. So have you guys heard like purposeful and intentional? Have you guys heard those terms through Ignite? So Gary uses those words a lot. And it's really important that when we are working on lead generation, when we are prospecting, that we are purposeful and we are very intentional about it. If you guys show up, even if you only call 5 people, you had the intention to do it. Maybe you weren't purposeful, but if you show up and you call 50 people, you were intentional. So think about making sure every time you do this, every time you show up, you're purposeful and intentional with your lead generation. Let's see what we're talking about here. I don't know. This is a new little thing to me. So they call this the 2 M's, messaging and method. And offers have been a really big thing that KW has been talking about a lot. Like you have to have a unique offer, every agent. So I don't know if any of you guys looked at Keller Mortgage recently. Have you guys heard about this, talked about it? That is a unique offer that we're using to capture a lot of clients from other agents. Is you can come to Keller Mortgage, we have no lender fees, we get $1,000 credit, they order appraisal day 1. And the really beautiful thing that they're doing is they fully underwrite clients before they give you pre-approval. So when you're writing offers, if you send a normal pre-approval that they're not underwritten or somebody's fully underwritten, who's going to win? The underwritten client. That's a unique way to have an offer to gather clients. For us, one of our big offers, you guys see it every time you pull into the driveway with a free moving truck. You don't have to have a moving truck to have an offer of a free moving truck. You can reimburse them for a U-Haul though. We did that before we could afford a truck. Having an offer, a unique offer that sets you apart from other agents is really, really important. Real quick, this is off topic. What do you guys think are some different ways? Maybe we can brainstorm for a second. What are your guys' unique offers that you might think of right now? Like Tabby, why does somebody use you as an agent?
Mine has been a very different experience. I have one client I bought and sold for them just because I'm married to a woman. So they felt okay and comfortable since I was gay as well.
Absolutely. That's an offer. Ride that. And don't, I mean, like there's some agents that really do well. There's one agent in the Grove, I cannot think of his name, but he's gay and he dominates the market in the Grove in St. Louis. You cannot compete against him on a listing because every gay couple wants to use another gay. Like it's just the way it is. He rides that. So for you, the LGBT community could be a huge market that you could capitalize on and bring in. And what other needs to you gonna say hi to me?
I don't want to disrupt the class.
So as you guys are thinking about your business, think about your unique offer. You got to think about something that sets you apart from other agents. Use the free truck. Pay a U-Haul's $150 to reimburse. But when you're talking to a cold lead and you're like, hey, by the way, we have a free moving truck you can use when you guys buy or sell a house. And then when they ask for a vacay, it's not in circulation right now. I'll reimburse you for your U-Haul. We did that for an entire year before we got enough money to go buy the truck. Right, that truck hasn't moved from that spot either in 6 months because I buy U-Hauls because I need to put a new transmission in it. It's a billboard right there. Yeah. We generate 5 pieces of business a year because of that truck. Just off the side of that truck driving around and off the referrals from it. That was last year at least. So other unique offers. So when we go on listing appointments, we make a cash offer in every listing appointment we go to. And we also make a creative terms-based offer. So that is one very unique about 3 Doors. That's a unique offer we have is every time I'm going to a listing appointment, I have a cash offer, 2-week close, no inspections offer in hand. I also have a subject to creative financing offer in hand, and I have a full net sheet of what they'll make on listing the house.
What do you mean you have a cash offer? Like you guys pay it front and then get back paid?
No, so we literally buy their house from them if they want. If someone wants to sell their house in 2 weeks and walk away, we have an offer that we can give them.
And you just flip, sell?
Yep.
buy?
Yeah, we wholesale it to one of our clients and then or we keep it and put it in our rental portfolio. We have a series of different exit strategies that we do with that I get way off topic and confuse you guys, but there's Keller offers. So that's not here in Illinois yet. It's in Missouri. So I don't know if any of you guys are licensed in Missouri, but you could sign up for Keller offers. Then you're also able to make that cash offer. So just some interesting different offers. Anissa, you got any unique offers for your clients? What do you provide? Why my clients that rent from me buy a house with you? On Madison Avenue.
This microwave is ridiculous loud.
What's your unique offer for your business? Like, why do people use you?
I don't even know. Great question. I don't know.
And it might take you guys a while. Lisa's been an agent for a while. It might take a while to think about your offer, but every time you're talking to people, try to think what's going to set me apart, what's going to make me unique. How do I stand out above everybody else?
We went over this in one of the classes with Shannon. So I don't know if it's the same thing, but like I make sure I inform them so they can make an informed decision of all the options.
There you go.
From A to B, from contract to close.
Yeah. So whatever community you're in, make sure that you're capitalizing on that and using that.
Not necessarily something you already have either. It's something that you could do too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. It could be that you're if you only work with 3 or 4 people a month, you have a world-class communication. You always respond, you always get back to somebody. You want to know the easiest way to beat an agent like me? Let someone know you're available every single day, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. You're going to beat me because I don't have that availability because I'm sitting down doing stuff like this all the time. So that can be, if you're going up against me, the easiest way is, well, he's super busy. Is he going to be able to get back to you every day? Can he show you a house every day? Now we overcome that with using leverage. But that's for you guys being new agents. The other thing is an offer is people are like, oh, you're new. Well, I'm a part of, one of the largest brokerages in this area. I have access to all those people. I'm not really new. Another way you can improve your offer.
Yeah, that's how I did it with TC. There wasn't any TCs in the area when I started, and I brought a unique set of things to them
Yep.
originally.
You added more value than they had, and
Yeah.
you grew a massive business around that. Okay, so we keep talking about prospecting, base marketing enhanced. This is a pyramid. Everybody knows what a pyramid looks like, but you want to be super big and heavy on this. So prospecting, it's time intensive. You have to be proactive. You get immediate results. The thing about marketing is it's very long term. And I don't think, in my opinion, that you should spend money on billboards or any type of marketing until you control 8% of the market. You're not getting your return on investment unless you're Tara Riggs, who's a huge agent in Edwardsville off that billboard. If I put my face on that billboard, nobody's calling my face. But everybody knows Tara because she's been in Edwardsville forever. We see a lot of new agents come up and they go put their faces on shopping carts. And those people are out of business in 6 months because they think they're going to get immediate results on that. People have to know who you are to spend a bunch of money on marketing and doing that brand awareness. If you were going to spend money, it should be on direct leads. But I don't recommend that until you guys have cash flow and cash is coming in your business.
That's something I've actually experienced because my son is on Tara's son. So everybody's like, oh, you can go market to those kids' parents, but my kid is also a Tara Riggs team.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, Tara's an amazing business. She's been in this market for a long time. And she markets the heck out of herself. So someone like her or Julie Fleck, they do great with the billboards because everybody knows who Julie Fleck is in Edwardsville. For you guys, you want to get to the people that they don't know, that they're not just re-engaging with through marketing, and you're going to do that through prospecting, open houses, cold calling, things like that. Any questions around this? Oh, another thing, direct mail, stay out of direct mail. You're gonna have a lot of lenders approaching you, wanting you to send direct mail. It's a waste of money. Waste of money. You guys pick up and look at direct mail when it comes to your mailbox?
I just got one from, what's her name?
I got one.
Angie Desky.
Yeah. What'd you do with it? Did you throw it away?
Actually, I kept it so I could say hi to her
Oh.
every time I see her, like, look what I got in my house, because it was for open house.
Yeah.
But it arrived like, and here's, I don't know if this is kind of going, it was for open house and it showed up like 3 days after the open house.
Right now in this market, stay away from direct mail. If you're doing direct mail, you're gonna get beat by Open Door all day long, because Open Door is sending me 5 letters a week. It's, I mean, they're literally gonna, a big name's gonna win. Haven't you guys heard of Open Door? Do you know what they are?
I've seen the commercials lately on like
They're
social media.
they're spending millions and millions of dollars on marketing. We can't compete with that. I can't compete with that.
That's not.
Prospecting base. All right, this is my favorite part. We get to talk about different types of prospecting. Really, phone or face-to-face is always the best. For sale by owners right now, they're not the easiest to convert, but there are, I mean, we are converting 1 or 2 a month right now currently. You have to have a unique offer for FSBOs. So there's some agents that'll do like 5-day listings with an open house for a FSBO. Some people will do a lower rate commission just trying to get the buyer. I'm not trying to tell you to discount your commission, but that's what some people are doing with FSBOs. Expired listings are really great to go back over a year ago on expireds right now. They don't know that the market shot up 19%. They don't know that they can sell their house for way more. A lot of them, you just have to solve the problem of where they're going to live after. That's kind of the issue that we see with expireds popping up. Circle prospecting. So have you guys heard of Ben Kinney? Anybody?
Who?
Ben Kinney. So Ben Kinney owns Place. They're the largest real estate team in the world. Ben Kinney is literally circle prospecting in open houses. That is his entire structure. They'll sell over $1 billion in real estate this year, and their entire business plan is circle prospecting around open houses. So if you join a Ben Kinney expansion team, you have to host 2 to 4 open houses a weekend. You're allowed 1 weekend out of a month, you can do 2. The other weekend you have to do 4. And during the week, you circle prospect and call 100 to 150 houses around each open house and invite those people to the open house. And they sell $1 billion worth of real estate a year with that strategy.
So you as one person.
Have to do 4 open houses a weekend. They sell $1 billion worth of real estate a year doing it.
I've never heard of that.
Community outreach. So some of you guys who might be involved in communities, this is a really, really great way to grow your business. I'm not saying go do charity work so you can get real estate business. That's a really bad intention. Be purposeful about the charity, show value, help them out, and you might be able to grow your business through it. Key relationships. So this is a massive part of how I do business. So I have a scope of key relationship people, wholesalers, flippers, lawyers. I have a couple lawyers I work with, builders. I don't do much in the builder world. We're massive with the investor community. You can do stuff, so meals. So Tina on my team does meals. She goes out and gives out meals every single week, and that helps her out a lot with gaining business. Door-to-door canvassing. This is a fantastic thing to do with your open houses. If you guys have an open house and you're not handing out 100 to 200 flyers the day before your open house every single time and door knocking, you're literally losing so much business. Every open house you do, you should be door knocking the day before for 2 to 4 hours. That is so much more purposeful and intentional around an open house than just doing a normal open house. Haven't you guys read the Shift book by chance? So in Shift, it talks about level 7 open house, level 6 open house, and level 5. I'm sure somewhere in Ignite, it's going to teach you guys about level 5 open houses. Our minimum standard of any open house that we host at 3 Doors has to be a level 5 open house. This weekend, we're painting the town red, right? All your open houses are Sunday, go door knock Saturday. And if you do it good and you do it well, go door knock together. It's actually kind of fun to door knock with a friend. I truly enjoy that. My first 2 years of real estate, I door knock almost once a week.
So what do you do exactly when you door knock?
So you have to take a flyer for the open house, so print one out off command. We got a printer here, right? It costs pennies to do it. Get 200-300 of them, go knock on the door. Hey, my name's so-and-so, I'm hosting this open house down the road. I didn't know if you guys or might have any neighbors that might be looking to move, or any family, friends, neighbors looking to move. I would love to invite you guys to the open house tomorrow. The purpose is not to get people at the open house. So that's the first thing you have to overcome, is thinking that you're going to invite them to the open house, they're going to buy that house is the wrong thing. Your purpose is to show them how hard you're working, even in this market, to sell that listing, even if it's not your listing. I want to say have somewhere around a 50% success rate on door knocking. If we go door knock for 4 hours, half the time, so over an 8-hour time period, we're gonna get at least one listing out of it that results in a buyer. Because you get to directly see people that are like, and every single time they're like, wow, I see how hard you guys work for your listings.
When
That
you
is-
door knock, do you just stay in that community?
Yep, in that direct community. And if they're not there, just put a flyer in the door and keep going on. Now make sure there's certain HOAs that have no soliciting to help hit those neighborhoods. A couple here in Edwardsville. I don't know much about the ones down in Shiloh and Belleville, but we do a lot down there. Huge results with the Air Force community, especially right now as they're getting ready to leave out. They got to sell their houses. Networking events. We do a lot of networking events. I help host an under 40 networking events for entrepreneurs. We get a lot of business out of that. We actually now do happy hours, which you guys can team up together. So we do happy hours for our clients once a month. You guys can team up together, and you don't even have to spend money to get a lender. Be like, hey, will you buy $100 worth of food at this happy hour and invite 50 people? 3 of you could team up together and say, hey, we're doing a happy hour together. We're doing it at Edison's. It doesn't cost much, a couple $100. You get to see all those people face to face. It's a fantastic way. I love our happy hours. We have somewhere around 50 to 100 people show up, and usually we get a piece of business or 2 out of everyone. Booths and kiosk. I don't have much experience in this, so I can't talk on those much. But that would be some type of parade. I know JJK, they just did Wardy Gras. They handled a lot of stuff out. If you guys have questions about booths and kiosk, I would definitely ask JJK because she's going to know a lot more about that than me. And then walk-ins. Right now, business walk-ins, I wouldn't really suggest. I haven't seen that be hyper successful. But once again, if you're intentional about anything, it can work. Any questions around this stuff?
What's a walk-in?
Going to a business and just like handing out flyers in a restaurant or something, that you're usually gonna piss off the restaurant. Any questions around these? You guys have any? There's a lot. So what I would do, we talk about niches a lot in our business and with our agents. We have a 50-page niche list of different ways to generate business. We make them pick 3. And because you can really only focus on 4 things, in my opinion, about how to generate business, you can really only do 2 well. So we make them pick 3 things because one's always their database and their sphere of influence. And the other 3, these are all on there, but there's a whole lot more I could talk about forever. So I would grab 2 and say, like, I'm gonna go all in on open houses, and I'm gonna do 4 open houses a weekend, and I'm gonna canvas those neighborhoods. Or you could say, you could be like when I first started in real estate, you can ask Kate, this is literally no lie, I would come in here at 8 a.m. and I'd cold call till 5 p.m. at night, every single day, until I set an appointment that day. Come on in. For me, cold calling was a huge part of my business starting out. I know that's really tough for a lot of people to do, but I would figure, find 2 or 3 of these that you think work well with your personality type and capitalize on them. Any questions? Comments, concerns?
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna dive deeper into prospecting methods. I think I already did that. All right, so a couple different prospecting we talked about this: door knocking, agent to agent referrals, open houses, and social media. Let's get the next one. Nope, it doesn't. Okay. Let's just stick on this a little bit. So we talked about door knocking a lot, agent to agent referrals. So you guys had mentioned that you see my name in a lot of Facebook groups. That is a very intentional thing that we do, that we network with those agents that we've met at family reunion and mega camp. You want to build an agent to agent referral business, go to mega camp in August. I don't ever go to mega camp or family reunion with the intention of listening to the classes or breakouts. I go to mega camp and family reunion to meet as many agents as possible. I only go to 1 or 2 breakouts. I'm there for 3, 4, 5 days. I go 2 days early when leadership shows up, and I just start asking people to go to dinner, asking people to go to lunch that I've been talking to. And this has been a 3-year culmination. And by the end of it, I stay a day or 2 extra, and the whole time I'm going to lunch, going to dinner, going to get drinks, going to all the networking events, going to everything I can. And Kate was laughing at me because I went to family reunion and showed up for 1 day this year. But I got a lot of business out of it. We've already got 2 referrals from it, of 2 people I met. that's how I built my agent referral business. And we do probably 20 to 25 deals a year out of that. Open houses, talked about those a ton. Social media. This is another thing. We actually just did a training earlier today on social media with our 3 Doors agents. My opinion, you guys should be posting a video a day on Facebook every single day. I don't do that anymore, so don't do as I say. No, don't do as I ask, do as I say. I used to be super personal about videos. That's not something I have time to do anymore in my business. But if I was one of you, if I were you sitting out here right now wanting to grow my business to become a capper, I would post at least one purposeful, value-based video a day on social media. Whether it gets 10 views, 100 views, or 1,000 views, post it and keep posting every day. And at first, you guys are going to post videos and you're going to look like this. Get the phone up, get a light.
Nice face called.
You're meaning videos of yourself.
Yeah, videos of yourself. So it can be based around like, why is it important to get a pre-approval? Rates are going up. What does this mean? Go watch other people. Follow Becca Ellis. So write this name. I want you guys to follow, friend these people on Facebook. Becca Ellis and Ashley Nicole Gillespie. Ashley's name is Ashleigh. So she's spelled Ashleigh. Follow those 2 girls on social media. Becca joined real estate 2 years ago. Don't quote me on this. I'm 99.9% sure these numbers are right. She joined real estate 2 years ago. She'll sell about $17 to $18 million in real estate, I think, this year, strictly off of agent to agent referrals. And she does all of that through an amazing Facebook social media. And she was brand new to the area. She moved there, by the way. What's that? BECCA, yeah. Becca Ellis and Ashley Nicole. I inspire to be like them. I'm nowhere near their level, but they post tons of content. The other thing around social media that I really, really like, this is something I've preached for a while, is please stop posting a picture of your clients saying they closed on a house. For the love of God. Stop taking a picture of your clients and post it on your Facebook. Your friends don't want to see that. They're not going to engage with it. 10 people are going to like it and it's going to disappear. Take a picture on your client's phone with them as a selfie and have them post it on Facebook and tag you. You want to get exposure to their friends. Your friends don't care that you sold it. Your mom does, your cousin does, and your brother does. And 5 agents from the office are going to like it. So people might hate on me for this, but this is literally, this is a hill I will die on.
All right.
That it is so silly to mess up your algorithm of your reach on Facebook by taking a picture of your clients and posting on your Facebook. Nobody's clicking that. You're
Totally agree with that.
the other day I wasn't even in the picture. I took a picture of my client. I said, here you go, post this on Facebook. He tagged me. I got 300 likes. I had 3 people message me. Like, hey, I saw you help so-and-so. I want his friends. My friends, my close friends that are going to like that know I sell real estate. They better. If not, you guys are messing up with the videos you're doing yourself. The other really cool thing about social media videos is like it bogs up so much time with your clients asking questions and not knowing the process. Imagine if you're educating them through Facebook every day for 2 minutes a day, how much easier your transactions are going to be and how many more transactions you can do at a time because you've already educated your clients on Facebook. Half my clients, when they come to me, when they come through social media, back then, they already knew what the buying process was like. I didn't have to explain inspections. I didn't have to tell them that things were going to be wrong. They already knew. So you save time that way. You provide value. It's all about giving value to social media. Does that make sense?
Caleb? Yeah, I think it all makes sense. I'm with you on this, on the posting the pictures. That bugs me. It's one of my pet peeves. You know what I wanted to say is that what I note about you, and you may not be like 100%, this is exactly the number we did, but what I note about you is that you always check your numbers, and I have a great deal of respect for you for that. It's something that I think people should do, particularly in this business. You have to track your ROI and you have to track your numbers.
Absolutely, yeah. So we do what's called a lead intake form. For you guys wanting to grow a business, this is every time a deal goes under contract, we have a form that gets filled out that dumps into a spreadsheet. All of our agents, before their TC work starts, they have to fill this out. And what it does is they have to put where that client came from, when that client came in. So we know how long it took from the time that client came into our database until they went under contract. We know exactly what piece of business, where they came from, whether it was from an event or they re-engaged with Facebook or what it is. And then at the end of the year, and actually quarterly, we track all of that. So we know exactly the percentages of where our business came from, and it might be off by a little bit, but we literally watch every single thing we're doing, and we watch how much money we spend on that for our ROI, so we can maximize our results. Knowing your numbers is so important. That was one thing we really started doing last year at a high level. We'd done it a little bit half-assed the years before that, but we luckily have an amazing admin team that tracks all that, because I'm not good at that. That is, by the way, me knowing the numbers. The only reason I know them is because I get a spreadsheet handed to me that Cody makes of a pie chart that's so beautiful. That's like, it's not me. It is so Cody and Dior and their lane, because I am terrible at that stuff. I just get given it to me and it's like, here, this is, Caleb, you do what you need to do with this. All right, so door knocking. We already went really deep into a lot of this stuff. For you guys that just showed up, so door knocking to me is very easy to do around open houses, and it's very easy to generate business because you're working so hard to sell that house. Your intention is not to get a lot of people to the open house though. When you're doing it, it's inviting them to the open house, but it's showing them that you're working so hard to sell that house that they're going to call you. These pictures, everybody's faces covers a part of my screen, so it's so hard for me. Agent to agent referrals. We talked a lot about this. Anybody have more questions about that? How to do agent to agent referrals, what that is?
No, but like you talk about in the Facebook group, if you're in a Facebook group and you see somebody say something, I'm an agent, can I help you? And I had that happen in the Facebook group, and she needed to sell a house in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And you know, we had a network. I didn't know anybody, but I went to and it was a referral or network, whichever button it is. And I found an agent and said, hey, I'm sending you a referral. And that's all I did. I filled out the necessary paperwork to make sure they got it. So I can get the 25% referral. But it was like, yeah, it was like somebody said, who knows the agent in such a city? And it was a small little podunk city that nobody knew. And so it was, yeah.
When you guys do bold in the bold group, a ton of that stuff gets posted. When you guys see bold come, 110% take bold. You can't afford not to take bold. Yeah, they should be having it soon. Yes, Dave.
So for your agent to agent referrals, do you contact them periodically?
Oh yeah, they're all in our database with automated task and task follow-up, things like that.
Oh.
So we use a different system in Command. We use Brivity, but that's just because it has a little more customization than what we like. But yeah, every single person, like agent to agents, is my like key people. So I have a certain amount of key people I follow up with. That's because like where you guys navigate a database of normal clients, for me it's business to business is a lot where I'm at. I'm calling once a quarter at least. And then my conversations are very different now. Like it's turned into like, hey, how's your business going? Is there anything I can help you with? What's your biggest struggle? You want to mastermind around something? Because I want to give them as much value as possible so they give me business in return. So when you guys are thinking about that, whenever you're talking to other agents, give value. Every single thing in your business, every single thing in your life, provide way more value than what you're receiving back. John Maxwell talks about that a lot. If you always give way more than you expect to receive, you're going to get massive results. Prospecting Command referrals. So this is what you were talking about. So Command is a really great system, and I do really like the way that they do this. So you can find agents through Command to send referrals. You can do a broadcast. You can go through Command and find what agents sell, X amount of houses in that area. For you guys though, I wouldn't try to go to some top agent. I would find a middle ground agent, send a referral to them, because that top agent already has their people they're going to send their business back to. But someone closing 20 units a year doesn't. Unless it's Chicago and you're like, hey, I'm gonna have 5 people moving out to Chicago, I would go after like Weinberg Cho or one of these huge groups up there, because they're gonna have a lot of referrals back, and maybe you can beat out whoever's sending them business. But my opinion is, when you're looking for people, find a middle ground agent that you're gonna be able to build a relationship, a really strong relationship with, that doesn't already have one. Because like if you go to someone like 3 Doors and you're like, hey, here's the one referral, we already have our people in every city. You're not going to capitalize unless you flooded, me with business. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's kind of neat too, because I just did one recently, different agent, and it was for an investor.
Yeah.
And he had in his profile, so fill out your profile
Mm-hmm.
in Command, and it said landlord. So he knew what to look for as investment
Absolutely.
property. So when I sent him an investor, it was like, it's not sending to like a brand new agent or somebody who's not done investing.
That's the other thing is I would talk and see, like, try and find someone that's gonna match with them well too, because you want to get a good matching. Yeah, Anissa works with a lot of investor clients, so that's why she's gonna, a lot more referrals you're gonna have for investors than a normal person
Right.
or a normal agent. All right, we gotta get off investing before I get way off topic.
Put your hands up, right?
You get me on an investing soapbox.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you guys all you need to go make 5 offers a day on house. All right, and so when we talk about this, you gotta see in the front of mind, like you may think everyone knows you're a realtor. They don't. They don't. One of your guys' sisters at some point down the next year or cousins is gonna go buy a house with another agent. It happens to me. My cousin 2 months ago bought a house with someone in Waterloo.
Right.
It happens. I didn't build that. I didn't have my cousin know in my database to call. And that's my screw up. I dropped the ball there. But the important thing is don't get butthurt and blow that relationship. Congratulate them and say, hey, I'm super pumped you got that new house. Get over that minimalist, small man mentality because there's so much to go around. There's so much to go around. That's the biggest thing that drives me crazy about a lot of people in real estate is scarcity mentality. Is when a friend or someone uses another person, like, you can't be my friend anymore. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. They don't owe that business to you. You didn't earn that business. So don't get mad at them, get mad at yourself and figure out how do I better myself to where my cousin feels like I give so much value that they have to use me. Not just because I'm their cousin. Because when I'm cold calling and I'm talking to people like, well, my cousin's left twice removed person as an agent. And I say, well, would you use them as an agent if they weren't related to you? Often they say, well, no. And I'm like, so why do you feel that you need to use them because they're related to you? Because all the time somebody knows another agent. Would you use them if they weren't related to you? Because they weren't giving enough value. Open houses, we talked about these. Social media, we talked about this a bit. Any other questions about social media? You guys are quiet. Ask questions.
You share on your business page or? just
Absolutely
on-
not. You should not have a business page is the silliest thing.
Yeah, I really kind of hate our business page. Like, it
You're gonna
doesn't,
get,
There's just
You see
nobody
the big
comments,
text.
nobody sees it, nobody
Yeah.
feels like.
stay
You
off.
have to have a business page.
I disagree that you don't have to have a business page.
The law says you do.
You have to put hashtag KW Marquee in your post, but
So that's what the law considers a business page.
so on your
You're
personal
fine.
post, as long as you mention your brokerage in that post. We have a business page, we hardly post on it, it gets no interaction. We spent so much time and effort to grow that. I think we
Oh,
have
God, me too.
3,000 people in, and we post something that gets 20 people engaged with it. I post something on my personal Facebook, 150 people engage.
Right.
Your
But
personal
it has to
page,
have the KW on it. Just remind them of that too.
you gotta put the KW on it.
Mhm.
I do ride the line a lot and getting a lot of calls from Mary Ann because my posts will be me selling real estate when I'm not really selling real estate. But so if you're promoting your brand, if you're talking in a video about real estate, just make sure you put hashtag KW Marquee. Don't get in trouble. But post on your personal page, not your business page. You can have a good business page that you're posting on actively, so it looks like you're in business. The business page, in my opinion, is only so somebody can search you and find you and see if you're still in business.
Agreed.
You're gonna have a business page, make sure it's posted on weekly and it looks like you're in business, but focus on your personal page. Hire an admin, have a TC, do your business page posts, because none of you guys are gonna keep up with that. You should, no, you won't.
I just use the planner.
I
Yeah.
try, but yeah.
Creating content is what I'm good at.
Personal page, pour into that, talk to your people. One other thing about social media that a lot of people drop is daily happy birthdays. That's
Mhm.
such an easy way to have a conversation with somebody.
Well, it puts you on their app. Too, like, the more you comment on their
Yep.
stuff, the more you like their stuff, the more
Call
they
them.
see your stuff. the more
Call them
they-
and wish them a happy birthday.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
that a lot. And then I'm like, hey, I know you're super busy. I'm sorry, you're probably getting bombarded with calls. A lot of people would be like 4 p.m. They're like, dang, you're the only phone call I got today.
Right.
You're my mom. You know how special you feel to somebody when you
Right.
call them to wish happy birthday. Nobody, the only other person that did there is their mom. And they're like, dang, Caleb cared about me so much in this busy day to call me. You want to talk about building a relationship? You want that person's always gonna send you a referral.
I sent the
Mhm.
video.
Videos work too.
Yeah.
It's,
Like Messenger,
Just when you, post a happy birthday no matter what, but you're gonna get drowned out. Call that person, have a 2-minute conversation. Hey, hope you're having a great day. I want to wish you a happy birthday.
Right.
So this kind of highlights a little bit about what I was talking about. Post 20% of your business, 80% of your personal. I would say even higher than that for personal, but make sure your business page doesn't look like you're out of business, but stay in front of everybody on your personal page.
That would be mine.
Any questions around social media?
Oh, I have one, Caleb. Do you primarily use Facebook, or are you an Instagrammer, or what's your favorite?
Facebook for social media. So you have to think about the demographic target audiences of who you're going after. So Facebook, the average age is like 27 to 55, who's buying houses. Instagram's like 27 to 18, TikTok's 12 to 18.
Right.
Now, granted, we're all probably on TikTok. I'm on TikTok every day, but I'm not finding real estate on that. I'm looking at dance moves.
Yeah.
Right? I'm trying to learn how to freaking shuffle. I don't know about you, but
you need to be where your audience is in every aspect. Your audience is buying houses on Facebook. You're going to get better engagement on Facebook. There's very few agents that do huge volume off Instagram. Christina Sawyers is one. She has amazing Instagram, but a really, really great Facebook too. But she's predominantly into recruiting agents versus building a business. And she does an amazing job recruiting agents through Instagram. All right, we're going to take action and develop your plan. Okay, so I talked a little bit about this earlier. Actually, I had no idea there was a slide about this. We're very big on only having 4 sources that we focus on. Each person on our team gets to pick 3, and then they have their sphere of influence. This talks about where 80 to 90% of people got their business from 5 sources or less. Think about, and like with us, like what we did a couple of years ago is we looked and we're like, we're getting massive amounts of business through agent referrals, massive through our sphere of influence. And then we looked and we're like, holy cow, like there was a very small amount that came from paid ads. And we dropped all our paid ads completely because we were spending so much time trying to cultivate these people that was generating 5% of our business. And then we looked at the amount of money we spent like, holy shit, we're spending so much money to Zillow. Like so much money. We were spending 18 grand a month was where we got up to. Now, granted, we had the return on investment to get it, but it was about a break even. You got referrals down the line. But when we looked into what our top 5 were and we poured all of our efforts into that, business just went. So try to focus, think small, be a professional in several areas. Don't try and be a jack of all trades. Be a master of 4, be a master of 5. This says 5, my opinion it's 4, but do whatever you guys want to do. Figure out your things from earlier on about prospecting you like the most and go all in on those. Follow a schedule, set a schedule. And I think we're going to go into that in a little bit. How about take action, develop a plan? All right. I think it wants me to have you guys make a list. Oh, this is just what I just said. Explain that it's easier to master and scale 1 or 2 lead generation methods in their business. This is their opportunity to identify what is working for their database, focus their lead generation path, and master the top sources. So each of you guys think about kind of this list, and then let's try and prioritize them of what you think are most important. And I would say try for each of you guys to narrow down to 4 or 5 things, like right here, right now. We'll take 10 minutes and figure out what your 5 are going to focus on, and then let's brainstorm. I don't know if this has us do that or not. I know we're going to develop a plan here soon. We're going to develop a plan, and I'll break down each of your guys' ideas with you, go over what you guys want to do. I have no problem helping you guys come up with a plan around that based on my experience. So if you guys want to focus on your 5 things real quick.
Caleb, do you do pop buys and stuff like that?
Did before COVID.
Yeah.
We used to do the first 2 years a really cool pie pop buy for Thanksgiving. This was so fun. We bought mini pies from Walmart. They were $1 each.
I love those things.
So fun. We would go buy 200 of them, and then me and a couple of people on the team, we were much smaller at this point in time. It was like me, Tina, and Nita. We would just go drive around all day. We took whipped cream and we'd pop by with the pie and be like, here you go, we got you guys a pie. Hope you're having a great day. And like, oh, thank you so much. And then we'd be like, hey, do you know anyone that wants to buy or sell a house in the next 12 months? And if they did and they gave us a name, I gave them whipped cream. It was just like a fun game. So we did that 2 years before COVID, and 18 and 19, I think. Yeah.
I love that. That sounds like so much fun.
So
you bought
fun.
people houses?
Yeah, we drive all our clients' houses. We drive all our past clients, drive our friends, drive our family. We just would surprise them on a Saturday before Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
If they weren't home, I'd leave a little pie and I'd send a text message, hey, left your pie in your front porch. It was a blast. We did a Halloween thing one time too, which is kind of like a pop by. I was canvassing one neighborhood I used to live in, and I wanted to become the Mary Ann, right now we're coming up with our,
Sorry, I'm
no.
so late.
we're coming up with our 5 focuses that we want to focus on for our prospecting. So one thing we did for Halloween is we went and knocked, and we told each house, we're like, hey, we'll donate all your candy to you if you let us put a sign in your yard the day of Halloween that KW donated, like KW gave you your candy. I can't remember exactly what they said. Erica Lawrence helped me come up with this idea. And we
Brilliant.
put 6 or 7 signs in one neighborhood and just gave people $10 worth of candy. That was pretty cool because I wanted to become the agent in that neighborhood. I was like so dedicated to my old neighborhood. It didn't work because I moved, but I did get some neighborhood.
I love that idea. That's brilliant.
For some of you, like, I don't know if it's on here. No, they don't. But you can prospect just one neighborhood if you can get listings if you live there. That's another great thing to do. There's some agents in this area that are known for being big in that neighborhood. Jim Rappel, everyone knows him in Dunlop. I mean, he is the guy. Jim Rappel lists probably 50% of the houses in Dunlop.
Yep.
All right, has everybody got their 5 to focus on?
That's my buddy.
Wait, not ready? Anybody got questions? I can help explain something. Yeah, I like Jim. He's I actually had some really good drinks with him at Global Brew back in December when we got there. Super nice guy, really smart.
Yes. Yes.
Been in
I
the
was his
business
TC for like 12 years, man. He's like he's one of my besties. He's a good dude.
I literally think he's been in real estate longer than I've been alive.
I believe you. So have I, Caleb, but whatever.
I'm 29.
Yep. Thanks for that.
All right, we're ready? Moving on.
Stupid camera.
Okay, so we're gonna develop. You guys have a participant guide? I know I haven't asked you, sir. All right, I guess we don't.
Right.
We're gonna develop a prospecting plan now. What? Oh, we're supposed to go over this in the guide, sorry.
Oh.
Anthony, you still on dial-up internet? Okay, so it wants us to identify what we think will be our top 3. I'm gonna go back to this. What we think will be our top 3 things, and then put them in order of what our focus plan would be, and then kind of come up with a plan or a schedule of how we're gonna do those things. So once you guys do that, let me know. We can brainstorm around a little plan. Tabby, what's your number 1?
Agent referral.
Agent referrals. How are you gonna accomplish that?
I need to reach out to people I actually have referrals with.
Yeah. Maybe ask them who are 5 people you could connect me with that maybe would have more referrals. What's your number 2?
Outreach. It's not on there, but I don't have a skier here,
Yeah,
so I volunteered to coach my son's sports.
love that. What a great way to get yourself in front of the families.
And then I just did an application for the human relations for Edwardsville.
Cool.
So hopefully that will network a little bit.
Anybody else want to talk about their top stuff and maybe a plan? Once again, like, so I talked about this a little bit earlier about not having like a scarcity mindset. Collaboration is so important. And the reason we talk in an open format is because I'm not going to do community outreach the same way Tabby is. And the way that Mary Ann interacts with people and builds her business is very different than what's going to work for me. So, but what's cool is we can mastermind and come up with ideas to help each other win.
I really liked the Halloween
Yeah.
thing. It's like, new to my neighborhood. I've been here for a while.
Yep.
and So like that's where I'll start with my sphere is just getting my face in my
Absolutely.
neighborhood. So
Does your
that's-
neighborhood have a Facebook page?
No, it's just.
Yeah, so
It's not like
um, so putting a Facebook page together could be a really good way. You have to be super purposeful about that. It's very hard to do to get people onto Facebook engaging, but Facebook groups are another way too. Yeah, Facebook group for a neighborhood can help you do things like the Halloween, you know, and it's easier when there's an HOA. Yeah, oh,
Nice, but yeah.
nice, cool. I love that. So think about not just Halloween, but every holiday. What can I do each holiday to stay in front of my neighbors, to grow my reach in front of them? I like that.
Yeah, we do that with my son. So we talked to a local craft person. She made some candy bars and said, "Happy holidays from the Crow family at 31 Berkshire." And then we all put on some Santa hats and some necklaces. And we were on the sidewalk and we had our son go up to the door and said, "Happy holidays," and gave a candy bar. Something super simple, super cheap. It was literally $100 for 100 candy bars. So
Anybody else?
Calling my sphere is my top one because like my uncle's an investor and my grandpa's an electrician has like, I don't know, he does a little bit of everything. So just those two people, I have I got invited to a BNI meeting and I don't know what will come out of that, but
Yeah.
I have to like prepare a presentation and stuff. So like I've already got kind of a couple opportunities from them. So I'm kind of in my head thinking, you know, what does everybody else have to offer and what can I offer them? So,
Yeah, I mean, being on any type of networking groups, things like that are really good to get involved in.
yeah, he's like, yeah, we don't really, realtor positions don't come open often,
Yep.
but they don't have anybody right now, so yeah.
But think about like, I mean, there's a mastermind in Metro St. Louis that happens once a month at Edison's. That's a really great networking event to go to.
Yeah.
So are you local to Edwardsville?
Yeah.
Okay,
Collinsville,
So April 7th, I think it's from 6 to 7:30. So it's the under 40. It's the in crowd is what it's called. It's a good networking event for entrepreneurs under 40. What's that?
So what happens if you start, do you have to stop going once you turn 40?
We haven't figured that out yet. This is the first meeting that we're gonna have, but it's gonna be the Ink House in downtown Edwardsville. So it's April 7th, 6. Let me double check this before I tell you guys the wrong time and date. April 7th, 6 to 7:30 at the Ink House. So it's all pretty much under 40 entrepreneur base. It's all about inspiring and connecting entrepreneurs.
is there
Mastermind real quick to you?
What's that?
Can I plug Mastermind since you
Yeah.
mentioned it? The next meeting is April 20th, 11 o'clock. And they're really focusing on storming the businesses, local businesses, not just Evansville, Collinsville, Belleville, but they're really wanting to build the folks that come to Mastermind to include small business owners. And so it's not just realtors and lenders, you know, they're building that sphere, so you can make it some connections as they grow that.
I really like masterminds. I think it's a really great group that is, and I went to that early. I can't go to that now because I have something that overlaps with it every Wednesday. I wish I could because what Mark Warren does with that group is amazing. And the speakers he brings and the power behind that group is really, really great. And I learned so much just about business and networking. It's hard to network at first. It really is. It's uncomfortable. You don't know how to do it. Get out and fail forward and just network.
Is there a Facebook group for the 400?
Not yet. So we're working on building that out. This is, it's all, this will be the first one. So. Other questions about maybe what people are going to focus on and a plan around it. Cool. So that's what we've been doing. Recap and create your success list. So has anybody's thinking changed today? Like what are kind of like, I think ahas might be coming up, but like what I hope I've inspired you guys to change some of your thinking. Has anybody had any kind of their thinking internally changed?
Switching Facebook from business page to personal.
Yep.
Because that's what I think we were well, not to, but yeah, I shared something from my business page onto my personal and it had significantly more. engagement.
What ideas or mindsets are new for you guys?
Honestly, every time we talk, I'm always super inspired because you've only been doing this for 3 years, you're super
Thank you.
young. So when we have the investment class, like I've done the audiobooks that you talked
Yeah.
about, so all of the good nuggets.
Cool. Well, I'm
Not
glad
to
that
toot
I
your
can.
ego or anything, but
No,
honestly.
I truly enjoy helping people grow. I appreciate that a lot. What do you feel
Like
differently
your
about?
left button.
Sorry, what's that?
Nothing, sorry. I didn't realize I wasn't muted. Sorry about that.
Sorry, Pam. What do you feel differently about what was meaningful to you guys today?
I go back to the Facebook page.
Yep.
Real quick, just for compliance. I know Pam said something about making sure it says Keller Williams marketing. Please, on your personal page, have yourself identified as a realtor, agent, broker, or something about me,
Yep.
and identify our office, not just Keller Williams. Keller Williams marquee.
Absolutely. Yeah. You want
You have to be one click away from compliance.
you don't want to be a silent agent. Like you're about me and it has to be well written. Don't be a silent agent. Get that out there so when somebody looks at your Facebook page, they know you're an agent.
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that for compliance. You should do that because you want everyone to know you're in real estate.
Yes. So he's in prospecting, I'm compliant.
Yeah. And that's why Marion's here. I mean, it's. How will your behaviors be different going forward? What actions are you guys going to take?
Not be afraid to talk to people, go out and meet people out there.
Absolutely.
Found the door knock. I was kind of against that because that seems, yeah.
Intrusive.
Oh, yeah, it seems like,
I hate.
I get
people knocking
annoyed
on
when
the
I'm
door.
like sitting in my house and I'm like relaxing my thought and my door's telling me about
How
something.
how beneficial could it be to someone to educate them on the market right now and what they could get out of their home?
Right, I mean, I see it differently now, but
Yeah.
before coming into this, I thought of it as just.
And then what tools, models, or systems will you definitely use? And how like, so this is off topic before that, accountability. How are you guys gonna hold yourself accountable to doing this? Because you guys have 5 things written down on your page right now. But when you guys see me in a month and I say, hey, have you done all that? Are you doing all that regularly? What's gonna hold you guys accountable to that?
Knowing that you're gonna do that. So.
Don't let me
Gotta
down.
have some kind of.
Yeah,
change in your
absolutely.
minds.
Accountability is hard. I think it's tough to be held accountable by a spouse, but you guys all need to have somebody in your life that checks you weekly and says, did you do the things that you're supposed to do? Because if you don't wake up and prospect for 2 hours every day, you didn't even work. I don't care what you say. No matter who you are, if you don't wake up and prospect for 2 hours a day, you did nothing that day, in my opinion. Every day.
What do you say to people who, now I like to, you mean we have the same thing common. We like to cold call, right? We don't care. We'll talk to anybody, won't we, Caleb? What do you say to the agents and anyone in the room that might be a little bit nervous or anxiety ridden about just making phone calls and prospecting in general?
Call your friends and family and just see how they're doing. Like it doesn't, so you don't have to cold call to generate business.
Right.
You call your cousin and talk to your cousin.
Mhm.
Just talk to 20 people a day. Everyone knows people. And then just ask them, hey, I met your friend a while back. You think they might be interested in buying or selling? It doesn't have to be cold calling. Prospecting is not just picking up the phone. It's wishing people happy birthday. It's doing open houses. It's door knocking. It's texting people. It's messaging people on Facebook. But
Some of
every
the
single
challenges we face with, when we're doing launch and we're encouraging them, it's new for them and it's difficult. I know when I was started out, I was very, very nervous to call people I knew or people it didn't matter to me, but I love the fact that you say, wishing a happy birthday, because I think, when you're newer, I think you can do that. It's no different than, calling your best friend and going, hey, I hope you have a good day today or whatever. So yeah, thank you for that.
One thing, I think this talks about habits, I'm not sure, but one habit we form really high on our team that we make everyone do is from 9 to 11 is lead generation time. You do not set a showing, you do not set an appointment, you do not go to the doctor, you do not do anything between 9 and 11 except for prospect for business. If they don't do that 4 days out of the week, and we really push for 5, but that's not done 4 days out of the week, we don't give our agent business until they overcome that. You are getting 0 leads. Your leads are cut off from our team if you don't prospect every single day for new business.
So
That's
is that
awesome.
people that personally know, or that you give them the role?
Both. Yep. So yeah, we kind of set schedules and things like that because we want everybody to have we're very schedule oriented, habit based around the schedule. Yeah, 9 to 11 every day. And we have a couple agents that do 3 to 5, just because that's the way their life operates. But there has to be a 2-hour window. The reason I say 9 to 11 is because you guys know, and Marianne will 100% comment on this. When the day happens, like I probably got 7 fires to go put out on my phone right now. But that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that I go generate new business so I get paid in 90 days. Those fires will be here today, they'll be here tomorrow, they'll be here. I can get so caught up in the busy acts that I have to do that I forget and I put off the important part of my business. Your guys' job is making contacts and lead generating. That is your job. Everything else that gets to happen after, that's fun, that's cool. But if you don't work, you don't get to do that. You don't get to show houses if you don't call people or text people or message people. Sorry, that's my soapbox. I literally will not.
And that really does take, your committed attention to protect those boundaries. and
Yeah.
be
Absolutely.
Distracted, you know,
Yeah.
because anything can play your way.
Yep,
And you have to have that mindset, I will not turn away from this until
absolutely.
whatever the set time is.
Right, because I think we oftentimes as realtors, we think of, like you were just saying, the fire in front of us, right, Caleb? Where if you're gonna really do a business long term, Caleb, when you sit down in the beginning, you didn't go, I'm only gonna make these calls today. You had a picture of your business a year or two, maybe even out. I think when we start thinking of just what we're doing today, as opposed to when I'm really, really busy and I have 100 transactions in, I still have to prospect. So I have to create this habit today from 9 to 11, that no matter what's happening in my life, that I'm prospecting at 9 to 11. Because you are one of the busiest people I know.
Yeah, and it's whatever you decide to handle first is what's going to get done.
Yeah.
And it's an important habit to do now while you guys are all doing 1 or 2 deals. Sorry if some of you guys are doing 3 or 4. I don't mean to, but while you're doing only 1 or 2 deals, form the habits now and do the 66-day challenge. And if you guys have heard of that, you can look it up in all the Facebook groups. Do a challenge around your lead generation and prospecting. And the reason I want to teach this class is because I've literally said this whole time. This is the most important thing of being a realtor, is making contacts. No matter how you make those contacts, 20 contacts a day, 2 hours, whatever number works for you, figure it out, stick to it, set the schedule around it. Because once that's your habit and it's ingrained into your DNA that you do this every day, no matter how busy you get, your business will always keep going. And I promise you guys, what's going to happen to some of you is you're going to get really good at doing that. You're going to get really busy in 6 months and you're going to stop and you're not going to get paid in December and January. I promise you, 2 or 3 of you in this room or on this Zoom right now are going to have a breakout summer and fall. And then you're going to be like, well, I don't need to lead generate because I'm closing 7 houses this month. It's happened to me, it happened to Nita, it's happened to Tina, I saw it happen to Matt this last year. And any of you guys want to talk to Matt Hemingway? Matt had a huge fall. He didn't get paid December, January though. He was broke because Matt got really bad and fell off the habit when he got busy. But if you literally make yourself do that, even though it's uncomfortable, you'll always make sure you get paid.
Right. That roller coaster is no fun.
Absolutely. So Ignite's already talked about like 10 contacts a day, 10 conversations a day, 10 handwritten notes. You guys have heard this, right? To me, I think it should be 20. I think you should be doing 20 a day. If you don't have 5, 6 active buyers, each of those should have a 2 on them. And that's just my personal challenge, you guys. You don't have to impress me or not, I don't care. But if you guys want to be successful and you want to crush it and you want to grow way beyond what you are now, the first 3 need to be 28. You can't really preview more than 10 homes a week.
No.
But I think 10 conversations a day is too easy, especially starting out.
Totally agree.
When you're having those conversations, is it just intentional conversations or is it real estate?
No, so it doesn't have to be real estate. What can I help you with? What's going on here? Because you now, it needs to be real estate. So I think there should be scripts in your book. Starting out, every conversation needs to talk about real estate. I'm at the point in my business now, I don't have to talk about real estate. I call it, hey, you doing home improvements on your house. Everyone knows I'm in real estate, it's just staying in front of it. So you'll get to a certain point where it's just like, okay, Tabby, we get it. You're in real estate. And it's like, no, I want to give you value. you want, like, you think you might get your bathroom done? Here's a plumber. You
Mm-hmm.
might get new flooring, here's a flooring guy. And when you get all, like, every conversation becomes like, how can I add value? How can I add value? Because that's my conversations now. And even as being an agent, your conversation needs to be about value. Can I get you a home valuation? If you looked up how much your home might be worth, are you interested in moving? And always think of what value that person needs to get.
Right.
So yeah, it needs to be super purposeful and intentional, especially how long you've been an agent? A year? October. 5 months. Half your friends don't know you're an agent. Half your family doesn't know. Where are you from? Where?
2.5 hours.
Okay.
Springfield.
I did not know that.
But there's still referrals you can give there. So you can still capitalize on those people that live up there, even though they live 2.5 hours away, and get referrals out of that. And then you don't have to do the work. Oh yeah, you just talk to them on the phone. Okay, so scripts. Scripts are, I love scripts. I'm a big script person. I think you should study scripts 15, 20, 30 minutes a day and practice them even more. Do you guys have script partners through Ignite? Have they set you
Have
up
them
with
through
that?
launch.
Through launch. And so the one thing that, like, and Marianne might yell for me for this, is the one thing I don't love about, like, what most people internalize about scripts is scripts are so pitchy. What
Mhm.
we call in real estate, or what we call in 3 Doors, is we call them sales bits. So when we give our agents a script, we want them to customize it to their own sales bit and make it true to them. You don't have to stay true to the script that's like the exact word for word. Get the sales bit that works for you and sounds like you and feels natural, but have that down. I know my sales bit like that. In any conversation I can get into, whatever it is, I have my sales bit around it because I've learned scripts and I've learned how to customize them. Good job. What do you want to talk about? We can go into new scripts.
That's what that's what we teach them in launch too, is make them your own.
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, the KW world was very like, you stick to this script, you don't cut like bold. It's very, and to me, like, I have a big problem with being hardcore into that script. I don't think it sounds natural.
Just trying to make sure we're doing it in kind of the same order, don't you think, Caleb? Like, the way that I see the scripts is that they go in a certain order for a reason. And then when you get your own cadence going, like you're saying, you and me both, I could do
Absolutely.
one still to this day. So
Yeah, and like, I mean, I have sales bits about teaching people about talking about habits and being intentional. Like, you guys have heard me use a lot of these words a lot. Like, these are all scripts. These are my sales bits about teaching agents, because that's something now that in my life I do at a high level. So I have a lot of sales bits that I've thrown at you. You had no idea it was a training sales bit because it sounds natural. All right, you guys, script practice for 30 minutes. Do we do this during Ignite? If we don't, let's do it now. Let's break into groups of 2 and do some scripting. Do you guys have scripts? No?
they have them in their books,
You got them in your books.
and they also have them on the Google Drive if they're in launch. They all have scripts, believe me.
Yeah.
Just you did a role playing with them, Caleb, too. That knocked their socks off. You've inspired me to market, Caleb. I'm just saying. You've inspired me to pick up the phone and call some agents. I'm just saying. Am I right? Let me see if I have. That's a good point, Robbie. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Oh, what did I do with them?
Anybody need scripts? It's hot in here.
It's good.
Oh, look at how many slides are there?
That was for badly, I guess.
Well, that's all our slides. We just got script practice and lead generation. All right, I have a phone call. I have to make this open. It's an emergency.
Let me see. Okay.
Hey Pam,
Yes, ma'am.
where are there's no scripts in the Ignite handbook or toolkit?
They came, they, when they got their original email, I know Kate puts them in there. So when you got your original email to Ignite, it has, hey, Caleb, you want to make me like a co-host? I've got something to put up on the screen if you need them.
Yeah.
Um,
I just made you the host. No, go.
That's okay. I'll give it back to you. I promise.
Let you
It
share.
should be, yeah, it should be in the packet that they received when they signed up for Ignite. Kate always sends them out. Excuse me. I'm looking for my, here it is, groups. What are we in, Elementals or we're in Spark still, aren't we? Okay, hold on. Good Lord. Yeah, here we go. Here they come.
I remember reading the scripts.
And we also, I think Sheila had them out for you guys too. Can you guys see the labs script book?
Oh, hold on. No, I need to figure out how to get you on the other screen.
Okay, cool.
Go. All right, now we can see you.
Okay, so let's see. How the Kuma Juby here. There's lead generator. How's the family? Use your Ford. How's the family? Are you still working at, are you still enjoying this? Did you ever pursue that? A dream. So your Ford method still works. There's one.
I don't bring that up. Honestly, like the best script ever is Ford when you guys are working your database. It is literally the best script ever to follow. How's your family? How's your job? Are you still doing X, Y, Z? What are what are your 5-year plan? What are your future plans? Customize that per person. It's a single-handedly best way to carry a conversation.
I still do that with my friends.
I forgot what Ford was called, but I literally do it all the time. Like I couldn't
Right.
remember. Yeah, but
That's
that's
a habit. It's a habit.
Absolutely. I need to go to the back and row.
Any more of these? So here's
Groups of 2 and just forward each other real quick, like you would your database.
Yeah, there you go.
Can you see what the R is?
I think it's
Recreation.
Recreation.
Family, occupation, recreation, dreams.
Right.
So what?
Whew. Whew.
We work together all the time. Rachel, you can be your partner? Sure. I talk to Lisa all the time, so. Well, I just pulled up one, but this is. I don't know which one this is because my
We'll
face.
just go with it.
Okay,
Maybe we'll figure it out halfway through.
which end do you want to be? You want to be it?
You can call me. and then
Okay.
that's it.
I guess I'm just gonna read through. Hello, this is Jennifer with Keller Mortgage. Do you have a moment?
Yeah, I do.
I'd like to share the exciting news that I've become a real estate agent with Keller Williams Realty.
Maybe I'm supposed to know you. Sounds like you're letting someone who knows.
Try, well, I wish they would. Trying to find one right here. Oh, that's moving. Brokerage.
Here we go. Real estate though. and then someone else does. Well, it is, but
This one for sale by owner, I guess.
yeah, here we go. Here's Spurs too. I know I have them saved somewhere.
I just had to dig 6 months to wait here. That's really short.
I know, some of them are, it's weird. There are some scripts that I actually found a whole bunch of other scripts that aren't connected to the actual thing. Here, just calling your database.
So I weirdo watch other realtors make for sale by owner calls.
Yeah, that's good. No, I'm like, I have scripts from other.
So
They're not
we can
scripts
go
from,
with one I wrote out today.
they are definitely not. Totally have scripts that you got. I don't really care. I can make the call. It's not like I have to script.
That's fine, that's fine. This is the one I wrote out for specific house. I don't know. Anyway, glad I got in touch with you. I'm a realtor in your area and actually pretty close to you. I wanted to reach out to you and see what I can do. to help you.
Well, I've already had a lot of realtors call me. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I've already had a lot of realtors call me, and honestly, we just want to go ahead and sell it ourselves.
Sure, sure. That's where I get that.
Over here.
Yeah.
Here. You wanna be the Facebook?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth McKinney and I'm with Keller Williams Marquis. I saw that your property is for sale and I was hoping to speak with you regarding bringing clients by and if you would be open to that if I do have any buyers that are interested in your home.
I would be open to it, however, I'm not looking for a realtor, so if that's your intention.
Oh, no. I just saw that your property was for sale and I have a lot of buyers that would be interested in it. And I wanted to make sure that I would be able to come by and set something up with you. If that would work.
Sure, that would work. Do you currently have any buyers that are looking for something like?
Well, I have multiple buyers in the area that I'm working with and it would be great if I could actually come by and walk through your home to see if it is meeting the needs of any of my current buyers. Would that be all right with you?
Sure, yeah.
Well, can I go ahead and get your email address And then I can also email you a couple dates and times that I have available to come by and take a look at your house.
Sure, it's 123@gmail.com.
Awesome, that sounds great. Well, I will look at my schedule and you look at yours and I'll send you a couple dates. And then, all right, have a nice day. Have a great day. Keep it short. Don't pressure them into using you.
Right.
And then you set up the appointment. You go.
Yeah, whenever I call, I'm more like, why are you selling? What are things that we've done in the home?
Yeah. Well, I just try and focus on, you know, is there anything I can do? And then if you get on Pinterest and stuff, you can find like for sale by owner, like tip sheets. And so
I've got
essentially,
millions saying.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's basically a matter of, even if they're not necessarily, like, you do have buyers that may be interested in their house. They also may reach the point where they realize that, oh shit, there's a whole bunch of legal stuff to this that I don't understand.
Right.
And therefore, they'll be like, oh, but you've been here, and you've been helpful, and you didn't pressure me into this, like.
Or you do find a buyer for them and they realize everything they have to do. I'm like, well, I can also facilitate the other side.
Exactly, yeah, that's the number one thing that I've seen, like calling Facebook basically, is because think of it like, I always like to put it as like somebody's friend. Or you're trying to change the oil, or like fix the lawnmower. And they're like, I can fix the lawnmower myself.
Right.
You know, the type of person that you're not going to keep it like, no, no.
Yeah, I called someone, it's like, are you a realtor? And I was like, yep. She's like, "I'm not gonna have that." And I just hung up.
And you're like, okay,
Hey, all right.
thank you for saving my
Haven't
time.
had a million calls today, but I.
Yeah, well, and that's the one site that I really like that has like scripts and tips is Referrals. I mean, like, I like these, basically like, but it also is yeah, and one thing that I do, I was commenting on like, this goes on Facebook, or not commenting on that. And I like, I can just add an email and obviously address and phone number, and I got an email as well, say, well, I don't really wouldn't be able to deal with that, say, you know, some helpful tips on, you know, selling yourself. She said, yeah. So I'm like, here, let me email you these things then.
That's one of our smart plans was still going on somebody that, you know, had completely turned it down. She was still receiving it. And then it was like 4 so months and I had called her and then she, you know, texted back on the Twilio. It's like, hey, thanks. I'm so glad you kept up with me. I'm finally ready to go. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot about you and I feel awful. But
I can sit there and copy and paste. See on my sticky notes that I have there from my Facebook pages that I sent, and then I can just copy and paste it. And then change out the stuff that I said. So.
that's, I posted, I think that a listing that you put up in like the marketplace on Facebook, and then I posted it to like all the different groups and stuff. So, and that was literally my, there was an entire, like 4 days where I was just messaging people back and, you know, people were requesting information and somebody being like, hey, you know, da, 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 and then it was already under contract, like 2 days after that, and it was just, but that resulted in one buyer and another listing buy, yeah, so.
You're aware of what's going
And
on.
now they're in my circle, so.
I feel like, I know that we probably have.
What is your name again? Jennifer. I'm terrible with names. You're right, the name tag.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, too. I'm like, so here.
They know I'm not there.
It's not like hard. Well, sometimes it's like, did they do play it off? Calling them, but nobody's here. Yeah, no, there are a whole bunch of like groups on Facebook. Kia was I guess yesterday that are like recipients for selling locally in certain areas. And honestly, the best thing that she said to do was pretty cool, and I get a whole bunch of information back from the first one. Homes for sale or rent by owner, I think they're company. That's a version. For sale or rent by owner. The last one, there's one for Madison, there's one for Edwardsville, Highway Homes for sale and lease. And so what I did is that I looked and find someone that was selling their home. In general, though, if you see
2 months, he was like, not fair to him.
or even
Hey, I need to jump off. No, you're not. Shoot, sounds like a pie. I'll talk to you later.
anyway, what I was doing is I was
Sweet.
looking at the comments
Thanks, dude.
of the people who are interested in semi-owners and messaging them saying, oh, I saw that you were interested.
And that's,
Yeah, and I mean, even some of
we've
the
got,
sales owners, yeah.
got one contract for that, one that works, so.
I mean, I think
You know, it's.
about asset.
Message out of 50 people is.
Mhm.
All right, we got probably 5 more minutes and we'll get back to chatting because we got 30 minutes left total. So I want to respect your guys' time and get you out of here on time.
One of the things that the acronyms is the people when you're talking to someone. It's one of the ones that I like acronyms.
You guys about ready?
Yes.
All right. So this is off script, but I wanted to talk about this today. There's something that's really like hit hard with me the last couple weeks. So I interviewed Mark King on our podcast a couple weeks ago. And one thing he talked about, I don't know if you guys can see the whiteboard or not. I'm going to try and shift this a little bit. Is he talked about like database and how you can work with your database a lot, how a lot of us fail. And this hit home to me really, really hard. And what Mark said is we break our database really into 2 or to 3 groups of all a third. And the more I thought about this, the more true it was. A third of your database, and I have terrible handwriting, so I'm really sorry. A third of our database is going to love you no matter what you do. A third of the people in your life will love you no matter what you do. And then there's a third of your database. And what's so shocking and so crazy to me, and this, I want to talk about this because it made me think so much because this was me. We care so much about what a third of our database thinks, but yet they'll never love us. How many of you guys feel that way? That maybe like there's a third of the people you talk to or a third of the people in the world that literally will never love you and you spend so much time trying to please them. I do. I did before this. And yeah, used to, and how much time you spend letting these people suck your blood and suck your time. And they're going to talk about you behind your back always. And then there's a third of people that just don't recognize us. They don't think about us. We don't take, recognize. I literally can't spell either. a third of people don't recognize us. And really, a lot of people end up spending the same amount of time across this whole group. In real estate, we want to get these people to recognize us. We want business from them. We want these people that are never going to love us to give us business, but they never are. And the one thing Mark said, like his biggest advice, if he could give to his younger self, when he started in real estate, and he's literally the president of KW today. I don't know if you guys know who he is or not. He said, I would have quit putting any effort into this group. They're never going to love me. And I would have put every bit of effort into the third that just don't recognize who I am, and pour into them and impact their life, give them value, and move as many of them into this category of people that are going to love you no matter what. So as you guys are going about your day and going about your life, this is something that I have thought about a lot recently that's really rung home with me, that I need to stop worrying about these people that will never love me. Stop putting time into them. And put that time into the people that are going to love me no matter what. And the people that don't recognize me right now that can move over to this category to love me no matter what. The people that want to grow with me. The people that want to see me win, and my cheerleaders from afar. And as you guys are doing your jobs in your real estate business, think about who these people are that you just need to cut out of your lives. Think about who these people are that could be really important people. People you can impact their lives, have value on them, help change their life. That's just a little thing I was thinking about on break that I wanted to share with you guys. That to me, it was really impactful when I heard it. And the person who said it is like the most successful person I've ever talked to in my life. So, and that was literally one piece of advice you'd give to a new person starting in real estate today. So I would focus on that really hard. I hope that you guys got a little something out of that little talk there. We have a little bit of time left. We're all out of slides. I'll open up you guys, any questions you have that you guys want to ask me about real estate, anything that, it can be off topic from prospecting, but is there anything I can help you guys with in your own personal businesses that are off topic from today?
So when you're calling like expired listings and all that, where are you getting, like, you can see the listings, but like, how are you actually getting their contact?
So Mojo Dialer is a really easy. It's $30 or $40 a month, I think. It might be $100, I don't know, but it's somewhere in the Mojo Dialer's one. I wish I knew where Alicia was because she could tell you some more. There's other ones, but Mojo's the easiest.
Red X or is it Red?
I would suggest Mojo just start now. Great way to get expires. Any more questions? You guys have
So
nothing?
I have something.
Yep.
So the phone call stuff, I'm not the most mobile person, and I think that's really because of my background being military. I'm just used to like being in tunnel vision. And Pam and I have talked very extensively about this, and I'm still learning to open up and call these people. So, and I know everybody says Caleb's called 400 people today. So what did you do, or have you actually always been extrovert?
No, I'm an introvert.
Okay.
So this is the most like unknown thing about me that like people don't know is I'm actually an introvert. I recharge being alone. I'm an extroverted introvert. I love people. I love talking, but for me, wanting to talk to people and stuff really goes back to my why. As to why it's easy for me is because my why is I want to help inspire others to live a life beyond their means like I've been able to. So I'm extremely blessed and fortunate with the skill set I have and the success I've had. And that's not too many words, just true. I really get happy about helping other people grow beyond their level of where they're at currently. And that's like, so for me, being vulnerable and open to people is because like I sit there and I think like if I don't call someone today, and I'm also, so not to get into a sensitive subject, but I'm very sensitive and care a lot about mental illness and suicide. I personally, I tried to kill myself several times. And there was one time, and this goes back to like why it's important to call those people. There was one time when I was sitting there and I was like, God, this is it. Like, I'm going to kill myself right now if somebody doesn't reach out to me. And one of my friends called me and just said, hey, Caleb, I want to know how you're doing today. And I was sitting there bawling my eyes out, literally ready to take my own life. And I looked after God and I said, have someone call me. And somebody called me right then. It was like out of the blue, had no idea what's going on in my life. It saved my life. And I'm here today because of that phone call. So when I think about not calling people, I think about what if that one person needed to hear from me today? What could I do to save somebody's life by just calling and reaching out and asking how their day is? So for me, that's a very passionate thing that I and very sensitive, and that's me, you know, opening up to you guys, but that is what I think of within. And whatever it is that powers you up, we talked earlier about, you know, your kids, you could change their life, but you just have to figure out what is your why and what is going to drive you to what you want to help you do the uncomfortable things. I would read a book, Getting Comfortable with Being Uncomfortable. If you're struggling with being uncomfortable, I would read that book tomorrow. And then after that, I would read The One Thing. If you guys haven't read The One Thing, those are probably two of the best books you guys can read right now in your business. Because like even for you, you know, right now you don't want to open up to people, but you could save someone's life.
Thank you, honestly, I know that was really hard to say.
No,
So
I-
thank you for being super great, especially
Yeah.
for me. I know that everybody says emotions are weak, so truly thank you.
It's I think emotions are powerful.
Absolutely.
I think being vulnerable is power. Just 2 weeks ago, somebody jumped off my apartment building, flew right by our window. He was sitting at the bar at our apartment building, and 5, 6, 7 people probably sat down next to him and didn't have a clue what was going on with him because they didn't ask him how his day was. Because we're so concerned about what's on our phones, and we don't look out to people to hug them and tell them it's okay.
Or at least.
Someone could have saved that man's life sitting at the bar at One Cardinal Way that night if they just looked at him and said, "Hey, how are you doing today? Are you all right?" It's totally okay to call people and ask if they're all right. That's how I get myself to talk to people every day. Sorry, what were you
Oh,
gonna say?
I was just gonna say in general, people all the time will ask you how you're doing, and it's like the social thing is, oh, I'm fine, everything's great,
Yeah.
and it's like, once you learn to actually open up about like, oh, I'm having a rough day. And giving, you know, when you talk to other people as well and ask them how they're doing, you actually have to care what
Yeah.
they're going to say back to you. I have plenty of friends who will tell me that they're fine, and I take one look at them and I'm just like, no, you're not. I know you, and so let's.
And you can't change that script until you change it from within, and you become vulnerable.
I've also been in
And for me, like, fortunately, I've been very vulnerable on social media. If you've known me or followed me on Facebook for a while, you know that I've talked about my struggles. I talked about mental illness. I told my story about what I've came through and what I went through to get to where I am today. And people open up to me at a much higher level because of that. And so that's my, that's my brand. That's what I go with. But for you, it might be military people. It's one of the leading causes of death in military veterans.
Absolutely. I don't know how many times I was on Suicide Watch.
The guy was a veteran, actually. I think there's a veteran that kills himself every 43 minutes or something.
Yeah.
How many people do you know that you're in the army with? You could touch and reach out and grab them and impact their life in a powerful way and save a life. There's nothing better than saving someone's life.
And Caleb,
Yes.
what I do now is when I call people on the phone for business, I acknowledge that they're a person and I ask them how they're doing. And you'll be surprised how the phone gets very quiet. It's like, is this a spoof phone call? And I tell them, no, I just want you to know I care and I'm acknowledging that you are a person. And we talk about things and then we get back to the business. So that's what I've started doing.
Well, that's amazing. Yeah, I think we all get so caught up into looking at our phone and so absorbed into that today that we forget that everyone's human. And that we really, the most important thing in life is not selling most real estate. The most important thing in life is being content and being happy. And
Oh, that's so beautiful too, Phyllis. I love that.
no, Phyllis, I love that.
Thank you.
But I really like with you guys, like, don't ever push yourself farther than what you want to be, because if you literally chase happiness and I'm going to be happy when I sell $1 million in real estate. No, you're not. I'm going to be happy when I sell 20 million. No, you're not. You got to get the content and happiness from within. And when you find that, all that other stuff just grows.
Grow where you're planted. Grow where you're planted. And also too, one of the things that I've been noticing, especially the last couple of years with the pandemic, is people really are not okay. They're really not. So it's a beautiful thing when you ask someone and really have the presence of mind and be present with them, as opposed to waiting to speak. You really be present with them and ask them, like you're saying, Caleb, be vulnerable.
Yeah, I think vulnerability is so important. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Being vulnerable, having sincere conversations, truly caring about people. Divorce rates through the roof, suicide is through the roof. All those numbers went so high.
Mm-hmm.
People need people more now than ever, more than they need them then as we come out of this, because there's a lot of people that are struggling with going back face to face with people. There's people that are having a hard time getting back in social groups. You can't get over that social norm. That one-to-one phone call might help make something easier in their life.
I always just talk.
I didn't mean to bring the mood down, by the way.
No, I was,
Honest.
no, I always talk to the people, you know, like Phyllis was saying that there's a pause, gas station employees. Have you ever gone into a gas station and said, "Hi, how are you? And please and thank you," and anything other than I need $5 on 10? It is fascinating and like telling how many times, you know, you have these people that are just like, "What is wrong? You're talking to me," other than like, and people don't even say like, "Please" or "thank you," which is just rude. But that's one thing that I always do. And
Beyond prospecting, beyond real estate, just be grateful for life.
Yeah.
Live the happiest, most content life you guys can, and you will be so fulfilled with the business that comes to you when you literally live a purposeful, happy, content life. I can tell you all day long about like what it's like to grow a business and the struggle of that and how sad it is and how tough it can be. But I'll tell you what, when I sit down and I don't sit there and think like I'm gonna be happier when I do this, life is way better. I get way more accomplished. Absolutely. I know we kind of went off topic. Happiness is the most important thing. Don't ever look at someone else's numbers, and it's so hard in this business. Don't look at my numbers and say, "I bet Caleb has it all together," because I don't always have it all together inside. I guarantee you there's a lot of top agents that won't admit it that are very unhappy in their lives. I got a divorce last year. I sold $27 million in real estate my second year in the business, but it cost me to get a divorce. And that's real life shit.
yeah,
You know, you can get so consumed by the numbers and so consumed by making money that you forget to love on the people you have next to you that are way more important than any dollar paycheck. And then I had a huge awakening in life. And year 3, we had a blowout year, but I learned that I had to love my people around me, and I had to be a nicer person. I had to be a better person. And I grew a lot. I struggled a lot last year, but I had the most growth year because, you know, me and my best friend quit being best friends because the person I became, because of wanting to be so successful. And that's a very vulnerable and open thing, but like, don't get caught up in the numbers. Don't get caught up in other people's outsides, because you never know what other people's insides are. Love the people around you. That's all I got from you. I'll let you guys go a little early. Once again, if you guys ever have questions about real estate, you ever want to grow your business, you ever want to just talk, message me on Facebook. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I don't always message back immediately because I am busy, but I'm always here. If you guys ever have a question about your business, if you want to bounce an idea, you're probably getting some shiny objects that, hey, I want to spend $500 on this. Ask me, I'll probably tell you because I probably already spent money on it. Or if you guys are having a rough day, if real estate sucks, you lose a transaction, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I want to be here to talk to you all, you guys, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. For every single person in life, I'm here for your darkest days to help guide you. And that's just me as a person. So I appreciate you guys coming today. I hope you learned something out of this. If you guys ever need me in the future, let me know.
Thank you, Caleb.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you, that was awesome. Appreciate you opening up.
Thank you.
I'm gonna drop this.